We are live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to, I don't remember the number of Hot Stove. This one's an After Dark episode. That's the difficult part, right? So like last week was episode 21 of the main show. Next week's going to be episode 22. This week is an episode of Hot Stove After Dark, the podcast where we go off script, I guess. Josh, put your shirt down.
But the After Dark, I'm normally shirtless. I'll keep Nip out.
Uh-oh.
I'll keep Nip out, but
we usually do. Damn, bro, your traps are looking huge. What's up with that?
PB12 dog. PB12 dog. This ain't a hobby, bitch.
This is the episodes where we, I don't know, fucking do nothing, I guess.
Yeah.
In the meantime, some housekeeping notes first, right? First on the Twitter side, make sure to follow us at Hot Stove Pod on Twitter. That's Hot Stove Pod on Twitter. On the YouTube side, make sure to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, Mark's got the Twitter page pulled up, smash the notification button. That's a good meme on the banner there.
There's quality meme.
And then leave a comment if you feel like commenting on this very video. I sent out. Who was talking?
I said, comment how good I look now.
Yeah, comment how sexy Josh is. I sent out invites today to the Hot Stove Invitational, our tournament challenge group, and I'm going to keep pestering people to join because as of right now, not even the people who are co-hosts with me on this podcast have joined the league. So maybe they should go and do that in the meantime.
Yeah, I'm making a rival tournament.
Yeah, what's it called? Is it called the Stove Pot Invitational?
Yeah, I'm getting as many people. We're gonna try and outscore your group.
Okay, I'd like to see you do that. Oh yeah, I forgot to introduce ourselves. I'm Zach, and
I'm Mark.
Yeah,
Josh.
I'm Ostrich 11.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest here, if you're watching this stupid shit, not the main show, you probably know what our names are. So I sent out that invite for the tournament challenge. Also, our fantasy baseball league is filling up. I did post it publicly the other day. So
I'm texting Devona right now to see about that.
Okay, I kind of figured he would want to be in it, but obviously I don't have his number or anything like that. So
yeah.
Anyways, so we have if Joe joins, we'll have 3 open spots left. Moving forward, our draft is 2 weeks from tonight, so we'll be doing that live on air in a couple weeks. What else? Next week, in terms of the tournament, next week we'll be doing our Hot Stove bracket live on air. I'm going to make a separate entry for our tournament challenge group. That's like our Hot Stove consensus bracket. So that's what we'll be doing. That's what we'll be doing next week. So that's exciting. Gonzaga's down by 7 halfway through the first half at the moment.
Controversy.
In the West Coast Conference Championship, by the way.
Dude, that would suck if some garbage team like BYU gets a bid and then
BYU was probably going to make the tournament regardless. So
BYU's
Were they
3-5.
Yeah. I'm sorry, not probably. BYU was going to make the tournament regardless.
Yeah, BYU is pretty good.
I believe they were going to be like an 8-9-ish around there.
So
does Zach Wilson play on that team?
I think so.
Oh.
So what we do tonight is I honestly have no idea. We're gonna do trivia. I got trivia questions. Then we're gonna do FanDuel talk. We're gonna talk about how my lineup in golf shit the bed this past weekend. But because Louis Oosthuizen, my favorite golfer on tour, he let me down by not golfing.
He just quit.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about our lineups for the Players Championship this upcoming weekend. Does that count as is that one of the majors, or is that like
it's the 5th major?
Okay,
it's not an official major, but it should be.
Gotcha.
It's the honorary 5th one. Yeah.
Okay. Big tournament this weekend. So we're going to do our lineups for that, and then we're going to talk about NFL news. The Dak signing. We didn't touch on JJ Watt last week. I guess we could talk about it. I don't know. And then we have some franchise tag news from earlier today. And then after that, I have No idea, to be honest. I think I told you guys that we were going to talk about movies in some capacity. Whatever that means, I guess that's what that'll mean. But in the meantime, we have trivia to get to. So I have 2 trivia questions for today. Total of 9 points on the board. I'll leave it up to a vote for you 3. Which one would you rather hear first, baseball or basketball?
Basketball.
I'm cool with basketball.
Oh, come
We're gonna do
on.
the basketball question first, much to Austin's chagrin. All right, so as we talked about, I can't remember if we were talking about it before we hit record or not, and we've only been recording for like 5 minutes. But the 2021 NBA Hall of Fame finalists were announced today. Chris Bosh is one of those, is a first-time finalist today. He should get it because that man is that dude. But Chris Bosh falls into an elite category in terms of power forwards in NBA history. So Chris Bosh is one of 6 power forwards in NBA history with at least 19 points per game, 8.5 rebounds per game, and 10 All-Star appearances. Who are the other 5? And I'll give you a hint. All of the other 5 are in the Hall of Fame.
Kevin Garnett.
Incorrect.
I don't think this player at 8.5. Dirk.
Also incorrect.
Larry Johnson.
Also incorrect. I don't.
Tim Duncan.
Larry Johnson's in the Hall of Fame. What?
Am I thinking of the wrong Larry?
What'd you say, Mark?
Duncan.
Tim Duncan is one of them. Yes.
What were the stats again?
19 points per game, 8.5 rebounds per game, and 10 All-Star appearances.
What? 10 All-Star appearances? Is that a joke?
Kevin McHale.
No.
Did he play the 4?
Yes, he did.
Oh, what about that team that no one likes? The Mailman. Karl Malone.
Karl Malone is correct. That is one of them.
All right, I'm out.
I'm trying to think of other power forwards.
All right, so I'll give you eras here. One of these guys played in the late 50s, early 60s. One of these guys played from 1968 to 1984. And let me just look at the last one.
What was
The last guy played from 1985 to 2000.
So what was the
Charles Barkley?
Charles Barkley is correct. That's one.
Okay. So that's the okay.
I got the 85 to 1000, I assume.
Yeah.
So,
10 All-Star games and what else was the other stat?
19 points per game, 8.5 rebounds per game.
Bob Pettit?
Mark, that is correct. Bob Pettit is one of them.
That's a good guess. Ooh.
Wayne Embry.
No.
Saying about old guys.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Elvin Hayes.
Mark, that is correct. Elvin Hayes is the last answer.
God damn it.
So,
Machine Thabit.
no. There are 6 power forwards in NBA history with at least 19 points per game, 8.5 rebounds per game, and 10 All-Star appearances. Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, Tim Duncan, Bob Pettit, and Elvin Hayes, who are all in the Hall of Fame. And Chris Bosh is the last one who may well be inducted to the Hall of Fame this year. So that's your trivia for basketball today. On to the baseball question. Now, normally, when I do baseball trivia, 1 second, I'm getting a tweet. Okay, never mind. Normally, when I do baseball trivia, we've been kind of, including 2020 stats, because it happened, right? But in this trivia question, 2020 doesn't matter. We're excluding 2020 stats. So, from 2017 to 2019, those 3 seasons, there were 4 players who had at least 20 doubles, 20 home runs, and 15 steals in each of those 3 seasons. Who are they?
Mike Trout.
No. Mike Trout doesn't steal bases like that.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't
15
steal as
seemed
much as he used to. He had
accurate.
49 his rookie year.
Yeah, 15 just seemed low to me. That's why.
Ronald Acuna.
Negative. He wasn't active in 2017.
It's not wrong.
So it's just since 2017.
17 through
In
19.
each of those seasons.
Yeah, 17 through 19. Okay.
Yes.
Bets.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I completely blanked out. Yes. Mookie Betts is one of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
2020 and 15. Yeah. Manny Machado?
Negative. I can tell you that two of these players are associated with one another. I was about to say related, but they're not related. You know what I mean?
I don't even know this guy. What about Gene Segura?
Gene Segura is incorrect. Not a terrible guess.
I don't hate that guess.
but-
I don't hate that guess by any means. It's
but
just
no.
the home runs.
I was
Yeah.
doing a mock draft the other day.
And I'll give you a hint for the third one that's not related to the other two. There's a reason I said exclude 2020 stats.
Oh, maybe he was done.
No. Hunter Pence?
Sucks.
Hunter Pence is not the answer.
I like
Oh, no, I forgot he had that one really bad year.
Oh man.
2020 and 15
Yelich?
is such an interest. Yeah.
Incorrect.
I don't know if
Oh,
he probably
wow.
doesn't steal bases.
He's quick enough to. 15.
Yeah, I
seems
mean
reasonable.
he stole 30 plus in both 18 and 19, but I don't know about 20.
Yeah.
I'm looking up his stats right now. I'll tell you what it is. He did not hit 20 home runs in 17.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
bum.
Yeah, because his big power surge came in 18.
He
That's
did have
right.
15 stolen bases though. But
Bellinger?
Cody Bellinger is also not it.
ooh ah.
This is tough.
The two that are related are both infielders.
That's cap. You're capping.
I'm not capping. And I'll tell you, once you get one, you'll get the other.
Okay, so they're both okay.
So who the hell is a double play combination that
He's tiny. Jose Altuve.
No, it's not Jose Altuve.
I don't know if he could steal.
Tiny.
The other guy.
Yeah, he's very quick.
When did Tim Anderson come up? He's a shortstop, right?
2017's a little early.
Yeah, Tim Anderson. Yeah, Tim Anderson. I don't know.
He hadn't broken out yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one of my first thoughts, but I was like, no. I also don't think he hit 20 home runs. So
There is one of those two is a shortstop. That's true.
Corey Seager?
No.
Oh no, he was hurt.
He also doesn't steal bases. So
Every guy I'm thinking of is just too young.
Xander Bogaerts?
also incorrect.
Every guy I'm thinking of is just young. I just don't get it.
I know there aren't many like
Hear me out.
shortstops.
Alfonso Soriano.
Not Alfonso Soriano.
Jose Reyes. It's Jose Reyes. That's the shortstop.
I'll one up you with Jose Reyes, Lindor.
Oh,
Francisco Lindor is one of them. Correct.
Jose Ramirez.
And Jose Ramirez is the
Yeah.
other one. Yes, those are the two that are related.
Damn.
Related in that they were teammates during that time span.
Thanks for saying Jose Reyes.
Yep.
Mets.
All right,
Damn
so
it.
the last one here is an outfielder. And like I said, there's a reason I said not to take into account 2020.
Bryce Harper?
Bryce Harper played in 2020.
Oh, just didn't play at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was just
Wow.
Yeah, that's why
Look at
2020
all.
numbers don't matter.
Controversy.
now you got me thinking about people who opted out during 2020.
I can tell you this player didn't opt out. It was not like Ian Desmond or something like that.
Okay, that was my first thought. I was like, there's no way it's Ian Desmond, but
No.
It was just someone who got hurt. I assume.
I'll inch 1 millisecond closer, but no more. This player came very close to playing in 2020.
Justin Verlander.
No.
Zach Greinke, he wants 10 home runs and 10 stolen bases.
That's still really funny, but no.
Oh, wow.
I resign.
I'm
In what are we talking?
This is great. Great content right here, by the way.
Yeah, I love the dead silence.
I'm trying to think.
All right, that's great. You can like talk it out, you know.
Brett Gardner.
No.
God, if it was Brett Gardner, I would have walked off the show.
What losers didn't play?
Came very close to playing, so he almost came back.
Actually, I'll say this. This last player is in some way related to Jose Ramirez and Francisco Lindor.
Yasiel Puig.
Correct. Yasiel Puig is the last answer.
Wow.
If you'll remember correctly, Yasiel Puig was about 10 seconds away from signing a deal with the Atlanta Braves, and then he got COVID. So,
yeah,
you know, didn't end up playing in 2020. But Yasiel Puig is one of 4 players from 2017 to 2019 to have 20 homers, 15 steals, and 20 doubles in each season. There you go.
Wow.
Oh
no, we got a choker.
Good Lord. Be down.
I choked on my beverage.
I've done been that.
Anyways, so yeah, that's trivia. Update you on the scores here. Mark is now in first place with 43 points. Josh is in second with 40. Austin, that's great for audio. Austin's in third with 37, and I'm in fourth with 33. But again, as I say all the time, I'm the one asking questions, so not particularly surprising, I guess. Anyways, we're gonna move forward. Let's talk about. I gotta pull it up. Let's talk about our golf lineups from this past week, huh? What even was the tournament? What was it called? Anybody know?
That was the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Yeah.
Right. I'm looking at it right now. Okay, so it was a close race at the top. Josh ended up winning with 389.6 points. Austin came in second with 349.8, and Mark came in third with 342.7. Now, you wonder why I'm not mentioning myself. That's because I finished with 220 points. On the back of Louis Oosthuizen not golfing, Sepp Straka missing the cut at 6 over, and another one of my guys, Sam Burns, also missing the cut. So, yeah, that didn't go well. Anyways, we're going to look forward, and we're going to talk about our lineups for a big tournament this weekend. We got the Players' Championship going on at, I believe it's at, where the hell is this
TPC
at?
Sawgrass.
Sawgrass, right. Okay. Otherwise known as Felipe Ito's home course in 2K PGA. I rake on that course. That's all I gotta say. Who wants to go first with the lineups for the weekend? Actually, before, Mark, do you have any like real world golf analysis of this course and how you think this tournament's going to play out?
Yeah, Sawgrass is tough but gettable. Everyone knows it for the 17th, the Island Green. It's might be the most famous hole in golf because of how daunting it is. But it's one of those courses one of those holes where like it's easier than it looks almost for a professional golfer. It's 145 yards. It's just a pitching wedge across the water, but looking out over it is what makes a guy hit a bad shot. It's not the fact that it's necessarily a tough green to reach. It's just that like you see all this water and you start to shit your pants a little bit and you're like, God, I hope I don't go in the water. And then you chunk it 120 yards and you don't even come close to making it to the green. So like that, 17th is always tough. I think the toughest hole on this course might be 18. It's a I believe it's a long par 4, about 450 yards, with water lining the entire left side. And you'll see a lot of guys take an iron off the tee, just try to play it safe into the fairway off to the right. But it's one of those things where, you hit just a little bit of a hook and you're in the water, and all of a sudden you got to take a drop. And so it's a tough but gettable course. You can see some low scores at Sawgrass by guys who really hit the ball. Like DeChambeau is probably going to do the same thing he did at 6 at Bay Hill and just try to hit it as far over the water as he possibly can. But it's always a fun course to watch. You'll always have blow up holes by guys on 17 or 18, and you'll always have like a guy putting it to 2 inches on 17, and the entire crowd goes nuts. I think there's going to be a crowd this week because it's in Florida and they're allowing that. So,
shocker. Florida's allowing a super spreader event. Crazy, right? All right. So Mark, you want to go first, I guess. You volunteered. So let me know what you got for this lineup.
So my cheapest guy, I went with a little different strategy. I didn't go 3 cheapies, 3 big ones. I did 1 cheap one and then 2 like moderately priced and then 3 bigger guys. My cheapie, 7,900. He's made 5 out of 5 cuts, averaging 55.9 points per tournament. There he is, folks. General Bern Weisberger.
Oh boy, captain of the Waffen SS. Am I right, everybody?
Yeah, the Luftwaffe pilot himself, Bern Weisberger.
Dude, yes.
I had to put him in as soon as I saw he was playing this week, I was like, Bern Weisberger is going to go in the rest of my golf lineups for the rest of the year.
The moment you said 7,900, I go, it's Bern Weisberger.
Next, 9,000. I went with Sam Burns. Pretty good golfer, 9,000. Only missed 3 cuts this year, averages 75 points a tournament. But then we get into the 4 guys that I think have a legit chance to win. And that's starting out Joaquin Neiman, 9,800. The kid's incredible. For like Morikawa and Wolf and Hovland, they get all the hype for how good they are at their age. But then you look at a guy like Joaquin Neiman, who is just steady week in and week out. He's won a couple of tournaments. He is a legit threat to win this week. And so are the other 3 guys. All of them around 11,000. Patrick Cantlay, Xander Schauffele, and Tony Finau. This could be the week for Finau. It just, everything I think is pointing to him, like his first win in a long time, being at a big tournament. And the Players is the type of tournament, like there are guys who care more about winning the Players than they do about winning the British Open. Like this is a massive tournament. And Finau has proven that he can come up in the big spot. He's got a couple of runner-up finishes at majors, but it's always when is he going to get over the hump? I think he might do it this week at Sawgrass. It's a course that works really well to his game. But Cantlay and Schauffele, you can never count them out either. Both of them, like all 3 of those guys, or 4 of those guys, including Neiman, none of them have missed a cut this year. All of them have been consistently in the race to win tournaments. So that's my lineup. And this is like the best I've felt about a golf lineup in a while. So.
Okay. Austin, you want to go next? What are you doing? What the hell?
Thank God there's no camera on me. I've just been coughing for 5 minutes straight.
Oh.
But I think
you got COVID again.
I've beat it. And here we are with the winning lineup. As some would say, highest average finish, So, I mean, unless Josh came in second the first time, then I guess we're just tied. Then we're just tied at 1.5, so who cares?
We are.
Tied for first is first. So I'll start with the winner of the event. Also, you'll notice a trend here. This is my cheapest player, the guy who's going to win the event. He is 9,600 as my cheapest player. A guy, he might be golfing well right now, but still when he's up there at the leaderboard Sunday, everyone's going to go, okay, this guy's going to win the Players.
Oh, no.
It's my classic Will Zalatoris.
Oh.
Who?
I thought it was Spieth.
Who's this guy? Like everyone goes, he might be golfing well, but at the end of the day, you're still gonna go, wow. I mean, who the heck is this guy? And that's why he's gonna win. Then we got a couple guys at 9,700. Cam Smith, Adam Scott. I just like guys who've been there before. They know what they're doing. They go in. They're consistent golfers. Guys like that got a shot to win. They also got a shot to quit on day one. But I think they show up, and I think one of the two is in competition. I think Cam Smith, he's teetering on bad water for me right now. I don't know why. I might take him out. Regardless, 9,800, my next golfer. So you're hearing this. 96, 97, 97, 98. 98, of course. I can't pronounce his first name. Mark did it well enough. Neiman. Joaquin. Yeah. Guy's a stud. I mean, he's just a stud. He's just very good at golf. Another guy who's just consistent. He's going to be there Saturday with a chance to set himself up for Sunday. That's the guys you want to have, guys who are setting themselves up for a Sunday run. My next guy, next most expensive, the cheater himself, Patrick Reed. Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, after watching what Bryson did, I don't think the officials care anymore. Touch your ball, set it up, put it on a tee in the fairway. Nobody cares. Patrick Reed's the best at it. They can do whatever they want on this course, and that's why Patrick Reed is going to dominate. The final, the best golfer on the tour, and of course, with tons of pressure on Sunday, I expect him to dominate. Jordan Spieth. Honestly, this guy just doesn't have a bad weekend this year. I don't know what else to say. Like, yeah, he could have a terrible, terrible Sunday, but he'll still get me 90 fantasy points. Who cares? Guy's gonna finish 6 under, and he's gonna be 8 over on Sunday. Good for him. I went with the all steady, all good golfers lineup. Let's see how it pays off.
It's a very Austin lineup right there.
Yeah. Reed, Spieth, Zalator.
Got all the classics in there.
I always go Spieth, and I always go the winner because he's some guy I've never heard of.
Yeah.
I'll go next. I kind of went with a Mark approach in that 2 things. I took kind of 2 whatever golfers and 4 better ones with a chance to win. I also took everyone's favorite Nazi, Bernd Weisberger, at 7,900.
Let's go.
Tearing
never
through,
not going to be funny.
he's just tearing through the competition like Hitler in Poland in 30.
Okay. All right. Well, we didn't even get that
Whoa! It's after dark.
Whoa!
All right. So he's
You're
just
rocking a little stash there. I wonder if he's trying to emulate something.
No.
Nothing.
He
Don't
does.
Him and Myers Leonard, good friends.
Yeah, dude. You're right, Mark. The gusto. He paused as if to think, like in his head, he was going through which.
He was like, "Hey, which group of marginalized people can I really offend with this next board? Why not the Jewish people? Why
All I'm
not
saying,
They can take it. They've been taking it forever.
Thank God he didn't say a racial one. Like, I know you went ethnic, but thank God he didn't say a black. I mean, that would have
Thank God he didn't say the N-word. That's what you're trying to do. Yeah.
Remember, this is the only guy that stood for the national anthem with the Heat all of last year during the bubble.
That's true. We saw
So-
this
Is he
coming.
on
We knew. Don't
Is
have
he
it.
on a team?
Yeah,
He was on the Heat.
Oh, right now he is?
currently. Yes.
Jesus. Well, okay. Anyways,
Probably not for long.
yeah.
Sorry.
So
he
after
sucks anyway.
Burn-
Okay.
After Byrne, the cheapest golfer I went with, Mark, you know him probably, Barstool Stan, Joel Damon out there.
Yeah, Joel Dahman.
Dahman, sorry. Yeah, and he's out here. If you read the bio, honestly, if anyone stumbled upon him and read it, what FanDuel's talking, FanDuel can't get his freaking cock out of their mouth fast enough because they love this guy.
He's not that good.
Out as a strong source of value. And he's just like, this guy's got passion. He's out here trying hard. He's got to really prove himself on the tour. Electric. Look for Dahman later on in the weekend. He's 7-13 in cuts so far. A guy who's 10 of 10 in cuts, Victor Hovland. I finally went with the young man right now. It's crazy. He should still have the A next to his name because he looks like a little boy. And
He does.
that I'm gonna ride all the way to victory. Okay, and yeah, that's not right. And I
You know what you said.
What?
I said, you know what you said.
Yeah. 10-7. You know him. Austin loves him. He's living like it's 2014, back on the Glory Days reunion tour. Jordan Spieth. He's gonna have a shit weekend to make it work. And then my two high price, I take Justin Thomas. It feels like in every goddamn tournament. And like eventually, I mean, it never backfires. I think he's made a cut. He just kind of like sat around. Like if he gets under 70, I'll be shocked. So I'll just take him. And I like John Rahm this weekend. 9 cuts, averaging 91, 11-7, most expensive golfer. But I'm a Rahm fan. So go Spaniards.
All right, cool. I'll bring it out to the end with my lineup, but I'd like to say, give an update here. Gonzaga's down by 12 going into halftime. So, shout out to BYU.
Think they cover the 14?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. So my lineup is just the best lineup. It is every week. It's never not going to be the best lineup. Hopefully, all 6 of my golfers will participate in the tournament. That's been kind of an issue recently, but thankfully I didn't pick any South Africans this time. So,
boo!
Maybe
that's your thing. You always pick a South African.
That's true. I always pick a South African. I was gonna do my Asian sensation lineup, but it didn't quite work out. So, we'll save that for another weekend. But I got 6 golfers who are all gonna win the tournament. They're gonna finish tied. They're gonna go do so many playoff holes that they're just gonna say, fuck it. They're just gonna say, fuck it, we're done. We have 6 champions this year. All right. So first at 7,800, he's made 11 of 12 cuts. He's been very active this season, 77 points per tournament. That's Patton Kiziri. I think it's
Kaziri.
Well, some dude. He looks like he's like 18. I think that's about the theme of my lineup this weekend. There's a bunch of dudes that look like they're 12 years old. So he's one of them. One guy that doesn't look like he's 12 years old, but he does look like Murr from Practical Jokers. That's Brian Harmon. He's made 12 of 13 cuts this season, 75 points per tournament. And according to FanDuel, he's finished top 10 in 2 of his last 5 appearances at the Players' Championship. So, look for him to finish tied for first this weekend. Third in terms of price is another young gun. I don't actually know his age, but I pick him almost every single time he's in the field. And that's Abraham Answer. I got nothing to say about him. He's
really good.
Yeah. Then I got the little boy that Josh is going to ride. That's Victor Hovland. I'm going with him. He makes all the cuts. He scores all the points. And then I'm going to go with the better younger golfer, and that's Colin Morikawa at 11-3. He's going to win the tournament too. So, and then I went with is he still the world number 1, Dustin Johnson?
Yes, he is.
Right number 1 in the world? Okay, so cool. I went with the best golfer on planet Earth. Also, no fail in this lineup whatsoever. I can't wait to win this weekend, except for when, I don't know.
Johnson and Morikawa both get COVID and they have to
withdraw. They both get COVID, or they just wake up in the morning and die on the way to the course or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, those are our golf lineups this week. We'll make sure to go over the results next Tuesday. Yeah, so that was that. We're going to move on to some NFL talk here. Before we get into a couple of key players that were and were not franchise tagged today, Josh, I'll give you the floor to talk about the Dak Prescott thing, because I don't actually have a take. I think I mentioned that before we started. I legitimately don't have any analysis to offer.
Yeah.
So, Josh, why don't you tell me how you feel about it?
I mean, I don't know. I feel on the outs. My main argument at the end of the day, my final closing statement is that I just want everyone who went on any ESPN, Fox Sports, anything, and who demanded that Dak Prescott get the money he deserved, the money he earned, and then get this huge contract. I want those same people to have that same energy 4 years from now with no rings to prove for it and be like, this was the worst thing ever. Like, I don't want to hear any of that. I don't want to hear any of these losers that were saying now that he deserves all his money, this and that, and be like, they way overpaid him 4 years ago, because it's going to happen. I already see it happening. I just don't know. I don't know. Maybe if you were going to sign him to this big of a contract, the idea of front loading it like they are is probably the way I would go for it. If I had to sign him, I would have front loaded it too. It makes the most sense in the deal, I think. But I just don't see how this works unless you convince every other player on the team to just take a pay cut now because they love Dak, which I don't know. The guy's a true leader. Maybe they all will. Maybe Zeke will be like, you know what? I don't deserve $15 million a year. You can trade me or I'll take 4 because that's what I'm worth now.
You can trade me or I'll continue to sexually harass women.
Yeah, well, that's good. It's fine. When he was skinnier, it's something you could do, get away with. But now he just shows up fat to training camp every year and whatever. I don't know, man. I just can't comprehend how there's going to be enough money come next year. Like, Michael Gallup is walking like two straight years, 1,000 yards. I'm pretty sure he's gone. LVE is like the point of your defense, and you wasted that money on Jalen Smith. That's the worst contract on the team, even with Dak's contract, which I hate. Jalen Smith is getting paid an absurd amount of money to be abundantly average at football.
On a good day. You know that I'm
yes.
a resident Jalen Smith hater on this podcast.
Dude, the only thing that I love to see about Jalen Smith, he's a hustle guy, so he'll run around, and he only tackles with his head. Crown of his helmet is down. Like, if he's looking up, he's missing the tackle. He puts his head down and puts his crown right into your sternum. That's a good tackle right there by Jalen Smith. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happens here. We just got to hope that we draft insanely good rookies that carry us for 2 years on cheap contracts. Like, I don't know, man. It prove me wrong, hopefully, obviously, but I don't know. I don't see it. And like Dak, I don't know, man. It's gonna be sucky either way. Either they win, like my dad's like, fine, then bet me that we won't win a Super Bowl. And I was like, well, I don't want to root for us not to win a Super Bowl. Like, I'm in a weird situation where I think the contract sucks and I don't necessarily want it to pay out, but also it'd be rooting against my own team. I should just root for best case scenario that, this is the greatest thing we've done, and he takes us to the promised land. So,
correct. As a fan, you should be rooting for best case scenario for your favorite team. Yes, that's usually how it goes.
But out of pure spite, and I don't get it from a Jerry Jones point of view, where Dak has all this leverage now. That's all I keep hearing is Dak has all this leverage. I must be the only moron on planet Earth who doesn't understand how a guy who just broke his fucking leg has any leverage in guaranteed money to play in the NFL. I don't understand it a bit because he didn't get signed when his same draft class of Carson Wentz and Jared Goff, who didn't pay out, got big money and then became busts. Now, I mean, Carson may have a retribution train here, but I mean, Jared Goff is, I know you're a Goff stan, but.
That's not true. I'm no Goff stan.
Oh, I thought you're
I'm a Derek Carr stan.
Okay, my bad. But I don't know. I hope I'm so wrong, but I just think this is a dumb contract. And this just, you can't build around a quarterback who makes that much money. You can't build around anyone. Like Austin was looking at the cap space on the team. Between him and DeMarcus Lawrence, they take up $62 million a year between guys.
So here's the thing, Josh. This is where you've got to get yourself into the 21st century mindset, right? You want to know how you can build around a quarterback making this much money? The cap isn't real. Mm-hmm. Have you looked at the Kansas City Chiefs payroll?
Yeah.
You can't look at that team's salary and tell me that the hard salary cap is a thing.
Look at the Cowboys payroll and tell me it's a thing.
Look at the Saints, who are still $60 million over the fucking salary cap.
Possible.
Like, it's not real. All right, they'll find a monetary way around that.
Yeah, I don't know how. Like, I really don't know how it works because the big thing is like Dak's getting $75 million in his first year, and yet his cap hit this year is only $21 million.
Yes.
I don't get anything about how that works, but yeah, no, you're right. That's the other hope is that they just magically find ways to get around it. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I also just don't think he's like the Super Bowl quality that we're gonna get. I don't know. Not saying it's because of the leg injury, but I don't think pre-injury, like best case Dak is like Super Bowl level necessarily.
Best case Dak was a guy who was probably knocking on the door of 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. So take that as you wish, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, just like best case Jameis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also wasn't throwing 35 picks like best case Jameis. So
he had the same amount of turn. He fumbled the ball. I mean, he probably had 7 to 8 fumbles in the first 5 games he played last year.
That's 2 weeks for Daniel Jones.
I don't know. I'll have to see. I'm in a terrible position. And like my dad kept pulling the, well, he did it because I was like, this is so anti-cowboy. It's all about the team. No one player is greater than the team. And he's
It's
like,
all about the plantation mentality. Correct.
well, kinda. I mean, as shitty as it sounds to say, but yeah, to a certain extent, where it's like it's all about no one's bigger than the franchise. And then he was like, well, what about when Romo got $100 million back in 2013 or whatever? And I'm like, I guess, but even then, 6 years, $100 million wasn't as great. He's like he was the third highest paid quarterback in the league when that happened or whatever.
Yeah, I was saying I don't love the comparisons to Tony Romo's contract because again, it's just not baking in the fact that like inflation and even not to mention salary cap inflation and contract inflation, but the percentages of which the total team salaries quarterbacks make today is not remotely similar to what it was like 15 years ago. So, I think it's a dumb comparison, generally speaking, between the Romo contract and the Dak contract.
Yeah, it wasn't even that long ago, really, though.
Yeah, I got you.
But I get what you're saying. I agree. I don't like
at this point.
The big winner has to be Josh Allen.
I was actually going to say that.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Lamar's looking at cash.
Yeah. Admittedly, at this point, I don't have analysis to offer on contracts. I don't know what to tell you. I'm here to analyze the what's on the field, and
Yeah, I don't have a clue what the hell happens with salary cap to even have an input on how it should be managed.
I don't get imagine being a player like Aaron Donald, right? Who's just consistently an absolute beast. And how is he not well, if the quarterback gets $40 million, I deserve $40 million. And how does he have any right to not just be you want to talk about who's winning us games?
Well, he'll be out of a job if he requests $40 million. It's stupid. It's stupid because he's arguably the best defensive player in NFL history. It's dumb, but it's just the way it works.
I know. I just
you give fucking Nick Foles the same amount of money you're giving Aaron Donald. Remember that,
And Nick Foles did win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Nick Foles can suck my cock. That guy sucks. All right. Speaking of the Bears, all right. So let me get something off my chest. We'll move into the franchise tags, right? The Bears franchise tagged Allen Robinson. Cool. That was expected. I'd love to keep him around. For the love of all that is good and holy, sign that man to a contract extension. I can't stand to have another good receiver just fucking lose it because the management of this team hasn't been good since 1982. All right. But beyond that, I understand that the whole Russell Wilson thing is according to Peter King, a pipe dream. But since when has Peter King been right about his reports? Right. So I don't know. I don't know the status of this whole Russell Wilson thing. I tend to believe it's not happening because any reasonable person tends to believe that it's not happening. But you want to know the backup plan? You want to know the big rumor circling around the Chicago Bears for the last couple of days in quarterbacks? Alex Smith. Now that he's from the Washington football team. I'll tell you right now, if Alex Smith is the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears week 1,
time to become a Dolphins fan?
I don't know what I'll do, man. I really don't. It makes almost no sense, but it makes the most sense for the fucking brain dead executives that run this team to do. I just traded up to pick a guy 2nd overall, spent 4 years with the dude, can him, and then you know what we're gonna do? Sign a 37-year-old with a bionic leg. Sure, right. That's
passion.
That's the way to go about it, right? Don't start over. We're still in win now mode, and you know how we're gonna do that?
That's all a trick.
Alex Smith. We're gonna win now with Alex Smith.
They're trying to say that Alex Smith's better than the draft, and they're tricking people. Then they're gonna trade up.
I mean, what would anger you more, Alex Smith or when did they pick? What pick do they have?
Something bad because they've made the playoffs, 17.
So if Mac Jones is there at 17,
I would rather have Mac Jones because he's 14 years younger. That's it.
Yeah,
I feel like Mac Jones is pretty much as capable as Alex Smith is now.
Mac Jones could suck. But I have no idea. I tend to think Mac Jones isn't that good. I mean, he's good enough to probably get picked in the first round. You know, I think the rush for quarterbacks is gonna go a little nuts this year. But yeah, I would rather take that. I don't care if it's Dick Fart who they pick, as long as he's 22 years old. I'd rather have him than Alex Smith, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna suck, if you're gonna tear it down, like at least try to start over. Alex Smith is not starting over, like that. That's not how this is working. But there's gonna be plenty of time this offseason for me to lament the stupid decisions that the Bears are gonna make. So, we'll find out more about that between now and when the draft hits. But there's some other players that I wanted to talk about that either got franchise tagged, didn't get franchise tagged. It is what it is. Today that some pretty interesting players. For one, Chris Godwin got franchise tagged by the Bucs today. So he'll be back. I think largely to see in terms of his production will depend on whether or not Gronk and Antonio Brown are back. But the Bucs also did the one thing that I said they needed to do this offseason, which was re-sign Levante David. They did that today as well. So good on them. It looks like they're just going to run it back. Fair, right? What else? The Patriots traded for Trent Brown again. He's going with the second stint in New England. So I don't know. Maybe that becomes a more desirable location for some shit quarterback to go to. Who knows? The Dolphins got the steal of the offseason as well. Trading for 2020 29th overall pick, Isaiah Wilson.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, so
swap.
Isaiah Wilson had a falling out with the Titans. Basically, he played like 1 or 2 games. But the Dolphins traded a 7th rounder for Isaiah Wilson and another 7th rounder. They got a guy who was picked in the first round, not even a calendar year ago, for nothing.
Holy shit.
So good for the Dolphins. That offensive line is shaping up to be pretty damn good coming into next year.
Doesn't hearing that shit just kind of piss you off sometimes? Like, how is my GM not in that conversation?
Yeah. Yeah.
A 7th swap, like to take that shot on a player, It seems insane. I don't know.
Dude, if Howie made that trade, I'd be the happiest person on the planet.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing with the Cardinals trading for DeAndre Hopkins.
It was like, yeah,
it was like David Johnson in a second round
pick and a washed running back.
Yeah, it was like we couldn't have traded Jordan Howard in a second round. Like,
it is crazy sometimes when you see like the caliber player, like even Jordan Howard, who would rush for 2 or 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
And then got traded for a 5th, and you're like,
yeah.
I mean, like that's a solid running back, and I get running backs like die quick, but what the hell are we talking about? Like some of the value that you see, like we could have done that. Like what are we doing?
I like to say a recent tweet from the Miami Heat 6 minutes ago. Myers Leonard is away from the team indefinitely, and someone replied. Someone replied and said, "Fuck, bro, who's gonna clap the whole game now?"
They're putting him in a camp to see how it really feels.
Jesus Christ!
I'm not going to hold back with an idiot who just screams a racial slur while live on Twitch. Like he's a moron.
We got a couple players that weren't franchise tagged that I think create for some more interesting conversation.
Controversy.
Like, Kenny Golladay being one. I assume he's going to be hitting the open market. I mean, so with all these players, there's still the reasonable possibility that they re-sign with the team they were with beforehand. Not being franchise tagged likely means that most of them are gone. It's fairly rare for a player to not get tagged or work out a deal beforehand and then come back afterwards. So notably Kenny Golladay, Chris Carson is another one. Who am I forgetting? There was
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones, yeah.
Aaron Jones, correct. So, I mean, we already talked about this kind of on the upcoming free agents podcast that we did a few weeks ago. But where do you guys think, like, where do you guys, how about this? I'll ask this. If I had to give you 3 locations in terms of teams in the AFC that need a running back, we'll do the AFC, right? I'm going to give you the 3 teams. I just want you to rank the situations. Pittsburgh, Buffalo, the New York Jets. Rank those locations in terms of desirableness for and for a running back.
Well, Buffalo's easy number one, in my opinion.
I would say that Buffalo is the direct opposite, but sure.
I don't know.
In terms of desirability to be a running back there?
I think Buffalo's the number one need. Like, they need a running back the most out of them, but I don't think it's the other way. No, because Buffalo's run blocking sucks ass. And their offensive line is dookie. I get the need for one in Buffalo for sure. And I think Buffalo should go after one of them. But I kind of agree with Nunez, whereas from a running back's perspective, I don't know that going to Buffalo is an ideal thing. Obviously, they're good. Like, they're a good team if you want to.
Yeah, I think that's what it boils down to is, like, if I had to guess going into the draft, that's what Buffalo is going to focus on. It's just going to be offensive line, offensive line, offensive line. Like, just that's what they need to work on. And I think they're going to do that, maybe get a linebacker or two as well. But, like, I think they're going to try really hard to improve their offensive line this offseason. And if they do, I think that easily makes them the best destination. Because, like, I think the Jets are number two. I think Pittsburgh's probably the least desirable if I'm a just because I think they're on the way out. Just because I think that 11-0 was pretty flukish this last year, and we saw the real Pittsburgh the last few weeks of the season, where it's like, yeah, they're competitive, but are they really good? And the Jets have the number 2 overall pick, and they already have a good offensive line. So I think that makes them the second most desirable. But I just think that the Bills are going to work hard enough to improve that offensive line this offseason, which makes them like the destination to go out of those three teams. And that might just be me.
So I'll tell you why I asked the question. It was here's some context for it. I got it from a fantasy football podcast that asked the same question, but in terms of which running back would be the most fantasy relevant, like which one is the most fantasy relevant destination, which is where the argument for the Jets came up. Because the Jets would be my answer in terms of the most reasonable or the most desirable location out of the three. They have the best offensive line of the three. They have the youngest team of the three. And I think which is why Pittsburgh isn't really much of a consideration for me because a lot of their offense, a lot of their team in general, but specifically their offensive line is aging. And on top of it, the Jets have a coaching staff who just came from a place that has had one of the best running offenses in the NFL in the last 3 or 4 years or so. So I don't know. It was just a thing to consider. You know?
Yeah.
I like
it.
the Jets.
That was a good question. Yeah, I think the Jets are close to Buffalo. Like I think the Jets are a really good destination to go if you're a running back right now, especially because they're probably going to draft Zach Wilson or Justin Fields.
And it should be Justin Fields, by the way. I'm not sure I understand the random jump that Zach Wilson's made over Justin Fields in the last week and a half in people's rankings.
I've had him higher on my draft board the entire year.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, right now, I might take Zach Wilson over Trevor Lawrence. Give me the first pick tomorrow.
You're smoking crack.
I don't know, dude. Watch him play.
I wouldn't go that far, but I've seen I watched BYU football just so I could watch Zach Wilson play. I mean, the guy is legitimately very good.
Okay.
Sure.
You like the white guys. I get it. It's understandable.
No, Justin Fields is also incredible. I'm not taking anything away from Justin Fields. I just think Zach Wilson's probably going to be the guy.
This white guy's more athletic than Fields. What? I mean, it's true.
He is wild. Like, he can move really well.
His throw on the run is
he's Josh Allen. Zach Wilson is basically Josh Allen, except according
He's
to
a little bit
every
more flexible.
I was gonna say, according to every coach, like every report I've heard, he's Josh Allen with better decision making.
Yeah, like, not to continue the suck train on Zach Wilson, but my dad asked what better options do we have at quarterback. I said sign him on the franchise tag, Dak, and trade him to New York for Zach Wilson in the second overall pick, because that guy's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I'm really high on Zach Wilson.
I have been ever since. The only reason I knew who he was originally was because we did an assignment in Lurch's class where we had to do a highlight, we had to cut highlights and stuff.
Yeah.
And we got a BYU game. And I had heard of Zach Wilson, but I'd never seen him. And I watched him. It was against Boise State. I only remember that because they were playing on the blue field. And he was just lighting it up. I mean, he's making throws that like Aaron Rodgers and Pat Mahomes can only make. And he's running. And it was the most impressive thing I saw out of him this year. And I think he's going to be great. And Justin Fields, I said this to Lawrence earlier. I think those three quarterbacks are all going to be very good. I think Lawrence, Wilson, and Fields all have a chance to be Pro Bowlers in the NFL. But I really like Zach Wilson.
They're no, I don't know. Who's some loser? I don't know.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold's not a loser. God
yes,
damn
he is.
it. He's not.
How many games has he won? Huh?
Shut up.
Not
Josh
many.
Rosen.
Josh Rosen's a loser. He's no Josh Rosen. All right. Anyways, who gives a shit? All right.
That just shows how much I know about this stuff because I thought Josh Rosen was going to be the best quarterback in that draft. So
yeah. So it looks like
take what I say with a grain of salt.
We should fade Zach Wilson into oblivion, is what I'm hearing. Mark's high on him. Can't do it.
I'll tell you, if I had a pick in the first 7 rounds, I wouldn't draft Justin Fields.
That's just a terrible take.
Well, you could say it all you want, but it's just a bad quarterback. No need to waste your time drafting him.
Yeah, bro, he sucks. He's terrible. He's garbage. He's never done
OSU quarterback.
Hey.
Yep.
I'll start writing these absurd things I say down that 99% of the time are wrong, but one of the times
it's gonna be right.
Celebrating a win. Better be ready for it.
Yeah. All right, we're done with football talk for today. This shit sucks. So I don't know. I figure we kind of wrap it up here. Oh, we're almost an hour in at this point.
All right.
We were going to talk about movies in some capacity, right? Because like this is an after dark episode, so we're supposed to like stop talking about sports at some point, right? Have you guys watched anything recently that's worth noting? Good, bad, ugly?
Okay.
No, you go ahead, Josh.
Not a movie necessarily. I know what we're saying, but Mark or Nunez, have you seen the first season of True Detective?
Oh yeah, it's incredible.
Really good.
I cannot say I have.
Okay, just finished it this morning. Awesome.
Don't
series.
watch the second season. Go straight to the third.
Really? Skip
Second season is the one with Vince Vaughn, right?
Yeah.
It's not
Casey?
good.
Okay.
I don't think it's terrible. Like a lot of people say it's fucking awful.
Compared to the first one, though?
Compared to the first one, the third one is much closer in comparison. The third one,
the one with the third one's the one with Mahershala Ali.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Matthew McConaughey is like the best psycho insano man in the first one. It's really great.
Yeah. The first season of True Detective is phenomenal.
I watched Super Troopers last week. That's
the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually watched Super Troopers Part 7 or whatever it is. There's a lot of those movies, right?
No, there's only 2.
Just
You're thinking of Police Academy.
Oh, yeah, I am thinking of Police Academy. Yeah. There are like 40 Police Academy movies.
That's right. There is.
And only the first one is good. But that's the way it is with comedies and their sequels usually. Anyone watch Coming to America?
No, I'm actually going to get to it at some point soon. We were talking about this the other day. I'm taking rhetoric of film this semester. And we were talking about this movie on yesterday. We were talking about it yesterday in class. And a couple of people that the people that were talking about it, they said it was pretty good. I'm excited. I'm more so excited knowing that the guy who's directing is the same guy that directed My Name is Dolomite. Because I loved that movie.
Yeah, Dolomite is My Name is awesome.
Or Dolomite is My Name. Yeah. I loved that movie, and I think Eddie Murphy's been on fire recently. So I'm a little more excited to watch it now than I was beforehand. But no, I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I actually during class earlier, you said we might talk about movies, and I came up I hadn't gone through and added to my ranking database in a while.
Really? I add to my Letterboxd profile every single time I watch a movie.
Yeah, I've been I've got the scores in my head. I know what I scored these movies. I just hadn't added them to the database. First of all, Tom and Jerry stinks. Don't watch it.
I wasn't planning on it.
I was not planning on it either.
Just throwing that out there. You know, I try to watch as many new movies that come out as I can. I'm still missing a couple for 2020, 2021. Tom and Jerry, I gave it a 25. It's not good at all. I was expecting I don't know what I was expecting. Sort of like maybe like a Sonic. Like I sort of enjoyed Sonic. I thought it was halfway decent. And I was expecting to give it like a 65, 70 around there. It fucking stunk. It wasn't funny at all. And I love Tom and Jerry.
You're talking about like a 25 out of 25, right?
25 out of 100.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But in terms of good movies I've watched recently, my best movie of the year is Promising Young Woman, which you can find for free online on various sketchy websites. Because I'm still not the type of guy that'll pay $20 to rent a movie, because I'm not seeing it in theaters, so I don't care. But Promising Young Woman, given 98 out of 100. I'll let you know right now, it's the craziest fucking movie you will watch this year. It is a wild ride from start to finish. I'm not going to spoil anything because it's one of those things you don't want to hear the ending before you see it.
I like to be teased a little bit before I buy the premium content, Mark.
Yeah, and that movie
Shut up.
is incredible.
No, stop, Mark. Shut your goddamn mouth.
I'm gonna let him go with the porn joke.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot. We should have no sold it. My bad.
It's not porn. They're sex workers, okay?
Yeah, whatever.
They got lives and bills that daddy pays for.
So do porn stars. They also have lives and bills.
No, they're just dumb.
Shut up.
There's no personal connection for me with, August Ames, but
shut the fuck up. Stop talking.
One now.
If you've got HBO Max, one that you should watch, Judas and the Black Messiah. It's very good.
Oh, yeah.
Lakeith Stanfield is great in everything he's in. He's turning into one of my favorite actors. I've never seen him in a bad role.
Have you watched speaking of Lakeith Stanfield, have you seen Sorry to Bother You?
It's so good, dude. I love Sorry to Bother You.
I went and saw it in the theater and had almost no idea what it was what the movie was about.
That's how I saw it. I had no clue what it was about, and I watched it. And
yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. That's a great one. The Sound of Metal with Riz Ahmed. Riz Ahmed is my best actor winner at the Oscars this year.
Oh.
That one's incredible. It's you would like it, Nunez.
Metal guy would like the metal movie about the metal thing. I know. I gotta get around to watching a bunch of like 2020 award-ish movies.
Yeah, it's sort of like the best way to compare it is like Whiplash with metal. Like it's sort of like you get that Whiplash vibe, except it's not jazz anymore. It's a more contemporary thing, and it deals more with like addiction and stuff like that. It's really good.
It's not about a kid in school. It's about a guy who's going deaf. So they're not really that similar, other than the fact that they're drummers.
Yeah, but like you get a similar vibe to it. I mean, like
I plan on watching that. I plan on watching Judas and the Black Messiah. I plan on watching Nomadland.
Nomadland is good. I don't think it's as good as everyone says it is, but I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna watch that at some point soon. I don't know. There's probably a couple other things that I got to catch up on. I'll have to go back and look at like, in terms of I usually catch up for like award season. So I'll have to go and look at like the Golden Globe stuff because I know the Oscar nominations haven't been announced yet.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I personally don't give a shit about the Golden Globes. I just wait for the Oscars, but it's just I've got a whole thing about the Golden Globes. Like, first of all, the Hollywood Foreign Press. What are the Hollywood Foreign Press? Who the fuck are they? I don't know, like, legitimately anything
Press, bro.
Yeah, but I don't know anything about them. The Academy, at least
I'm actually
I know,
on the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Yeah, he
might
could
well
be. That's the thing. He very well could be. I
What's that
don't
supposed
know
to mean?
what qualifies you to be on the Hollywood Foreign Press unless you're white, because turns out they have no one except white men on the Hollywood Foreign Press, apparently.
Shocker. It's a shocker right there.
Because that was a thing. I also watched I Care a Lot, the new Rosamund Pike movie on Netflix.
Right.
If you like to hate Rosamund Pike, like if you've seen Gone Girl and you're like, yeah, she's a really good person to hate, you will like I Care a Lot a ton. She is the biggest piece of shit in any movie this year, and she is fantastic in it. Yeah, those are. I finally watched Birds of Prey. I hadn't seen that yet. It's okay. It's fine. I gave it like a 75. I'm like, I just love Margot Robbie, and I will watch her in anything. So, yeah, Josh, same.
Dang.
I recently watched episode 1 of Race War Survivor.
Why do I have so many friends that are getting into random reality competitions now?
Because Survivor just got put on Netflix.
Dude, Survivor is awesome.
Well, yeah,
I've never seen an episode.
I don't know if anyone was aware. This season of Survivor was legitimately a race war. They split the 4 tribes up into races.
I have not seen that. That sounds
2006. I think it was African Americans is what they went by at the time. So it was African Americans, whites. I can't remember. It was some sort of Hispanic, Latino.
That sounds like it was in very poor taste. That's what.
See, that's what I thought too. And then I looked up like what the people actually had to say about it once they were on it, and there was not a lot of negativity about it, like the actual contestants. So I was pretty surprised because I mean, that sound like when I first watched the episode, and you just hear Jeff go, "They're split up into races." I was like, what? Like, we're the Caucasians. I was like, okay.
Yeah, we're tribe honky over here, you know?
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, ever since that day I talked to you guys about watching those 2 Robin Williams movies, I have not watched another movie since. So
I know I've been waiting for Austin to continue to update his Letterboxd profile because he said he was going to add every movie he's ever seen. He's up to 12 at the moment.
Close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can go through again and just make sure I got every film I've ever seen, but that's probably pretty close.
I gotta make a Letterboxd. That's like all of my movie rankings are in a Google Sheets.
Yeah, you should probably like get into the 21st century and use social media or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, come on now.
It's just the type of thing like I don't want to like write a little mini review for all of them.
You don't have to.
Oh, you don't?
No, you can just.
No, I don't give a review. I just rate them.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to rewatch a bunch of movies I've already seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have everything that I've seen in my Letterboxd profile. I'm just updating it as I go. So if I rewatch something that I've seen before, I just add it, and you can add a note under your review that you're rewatching it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can add a note that you've seen it before.
There you go.
I think I'll probably
Coming to America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard like I'm excited for it, but I've heard very mixed things about it. Like I've heard some people say it's fine and some people say it's not good. So
people really don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like I don't know, this is gonna sound stupid to even say out loud, but I don't even think it's a movie that's possible to not like. Like it's just like it's not like designed to be like liked or not. It's just kind of funny. It's kind of a humorous thing. It's kind of just I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Have you seen the first one, Austin?
Maybe I'm trolling here, but I thought we were referencing the first one.
No, I was talking about Coming to America, the sequel that just came out.
Oh, there's a sequel?
Yeah, sequel just dropped on Amazon Prime.
You just thought we were randomly talking about 1989's Coming to America?
Well, see, that's the thing. The whole thing's been Coming to America is like everyone's watching it now, and I just figured there was just some buzz about this stupid movie.
No, it's a sequel.
Yeah, I will not be watching some stupid sequel about a comedy. I don't want to watch a stupid sequel.
No, Coming to America, the first one's a classic.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't care about this new movie then. I'm with whoever said that earlier.
I think the most recent movie that I've watched that hasn't been for a class was 2019 reboot imagining of Child's Play. I watched it on Amazon Prime like a week ago. I thought it was fine.
I like Mark Hamill. I really like Mark Hamill as Chucky. So
I thought it was fine. I had more fun than I expected it to while I was watching it. it was a lot gorier than I expected it to. I don't know why, but I like kind of expected them to play a little bit safe with it. They did not. I can tell you that much. I can tell you they certainly did not do that. And it was fun. Like I was. That's the thing I was afraid of most, was that they were going to try and go like the dark, edgy route with it, and they certainly did not do that. The movie's very tongue in cheek. It was a good amount of fun. Had some good jokes in it. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I thought it was fine. Easily the worst part about it.
I give it about a 50.
Easily the worst part about the movie was the doll itself. I could not have imagined a dumber, worse fucking look for the doll in that movie. It looked unbelievably bad. And like while I was watching the movie, I just couldn't help but think every single time the doll was on the screen, this thing looks fucking stupid.
Yeah, it looked awful. Especially compared to the original, because to this day, the original Child's Play is the scariest movie I've ever seen. I am to this day terrified of Child's Play.
It looked good before. It looks like a good creepy doll beforehand. This time it's like I like the tech angle. Like I appreciate the angle of like bringing it to the 21st century, instead of like being possessed by a demon. I thought the scene with the random like jack off in the beginning of the movie who just like decides, oh, I'm going to make this a bad one. Yeah. Oh, that was stupid. But the whole bit behind it of like, somebody made him, bad, and now he can like possess your technology and whatnot. I thought that was pretty cool, but like the look of the doll was just bad. Like really, really, really ugly. Ugly looking.
What are some of the movies you watched for the first time in rhetoric of film? Because I took that class, so I know like about what Rear does.
The two that I've seen so far we've watched 5 movies so far. And I'd seen 3 of them beforehand. The 2 that I hadn't seen before were The Graduate and Thelma and Louise.
So what are your thoughts on Thelma and Louise? Because I've got a different take on that movie than most people.
I liked it. I knew literally nothing about the movie before I watched it. I didn't even know that like the end of the movie, I didn't even know that was from Thelma and Louise. Like obviously I've seen it before. It's an iconic moment in movie history. But I had literally no idea until the end, until the shot itself that was from that movie. I thought it was really well written. I thought it meandered a little bit in the middle. But overall, I thought it was pretty enjoyable.
Because I know this is what you talked about in class, the whole idea of it being a feminist movie. Do you think that the characters were strong enough for that?
Yes and no.
I very much think they're both idiots.
And
neither of them make any good decisions, and it makes them both look like shit.
Yeah, I think in some ways they are, in some ways they aren't. I'm actually writing about gender in film for my women in politics class. I'm doing my big research project is on rape and revenge films and the narrative behind those.
Kill Bill.
What is that?
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. I hadn't even thought of Kill Bill. I was thinking specifically like horror films, like I Spit on Your Grave.
Yep.
What's another one that I'm blanking on?
Is that a movie? I Spit on Your Grave?
Yeah, it's an old Grindhouse movie from the 70s. More modern examples of a movie like The Nightingale or like Revenge, which was awesome. If you have a Shudder subscription, go watch Revenge.
I got to do the free trial to Shudder because I've heard it's great and I still haven't done it.
Not Last House on the Left, which I have also seen. I had a Criterion Channel subscription and I watched Last House on the Left and I did not like it.
I just bought my first Criterion Blu-ray.
Yeah? What was
it? 12 Angry Men.
I have 2 of them. I have Traffic, and I have the one made by the rapist, Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby is phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll continue talking about this when we're done rolling. We went on a big old tangent.
Yeah.
About something that nobody. So, in the meantime, thanks for watching. This has been an episode of After Dark. Josh has got his shirt off. He'll have his shirt back on next week. This man's looking cut.
Can we get one quick nip slip, Josh?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Hot Stove Pod. It's at Hot Stove Pod on Twitter. On the YouTube side, make sure to smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, smash the notification button, and leave a comment if you feel like commenting. Other than that, this has been an episode of Hot Stove After Dark. We'll be back next week for our March Madness preview. So thank you for watching. We love you, and we will see you next week.
Peace.